All right, welcome back to another episode of the Pin High Podcast presented by Golficity. This week we're going to be talking about the crazy Sunday and playoff at Caves Valley Golf Club, the BMW Championship, with Bryson choking a little bit and Patrick Cantlay coming out on top. And we're also going to look ahead to the Tour Championship with the final leg of the Tour playoffs. So let's get into it.
This is Jordan Spieth here, and
this is the Pin High Podcast.
All right, let's get inside the ropes. So I kind of was inside the ropes, if we really want to get technical with it. Actually, I was never inside the ropes specifically. But
yeah, you were outside the ropes, but also inside the ropes of the course.
Yes, sure. So first of all week I was in this kind of it wasn't a tent because it was outside, but it was like a setup just outside the 11th hole, which is that short par 4. And all week I just basically got to either see I got to see Bryson go for it 3 out of 4 days, saw all of them. And I also, just saw guys lay up and approach shots all week. But that was a sick hole to be at the whole entire week. And yeah, no, unreal tournament. Caves Valley, apparently, because I never saw it on TV really during the week. I guess I did because I watched a little bit when I wasn't because we had a TV going on. But it lives up on TV too. It's sick in person and on TV. It's unreal.
Yeah, it does look really like a really nice golf course. Like I said,
how was it for you guys as a viewing experience?
It was interesting. The only thing I will say is the scores were really low, which is
personal. So we were talking about
personal choices. I don't really like that much, especially in a FedEx Cup playoffs. I feel like it should be a little bit tougher.
Well, they were doing lift clean plays. Was it Thursday and
that was
Friday?
Dumb. They should have been playing it up.
Yeah, it didn't even. I didn't even think it was I heard that and I was like they're putting lifting in place. I didn't know how much rain they had gotten or anything like that, but
it wasn't.
Didn't seem like.
I didn't really know
it was terrible.
Yeah, it really wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and then which if you give lifting in place pros, it's gonna turn into they're gonna get
during that delay,
and it's super soft. They can be aggressive. It's just it was kind of for it was. It seems like a sick course. It's just with soft conditions that they're going to tear up any course with soft.
I kind of laid it out. It was the Bombers are just kind of gonna do well here because they can, kind of just take advantage of the course, even though it wasn't specifically short. It's 7,500 yards, but
that's exactly what happened too.
We called Bryson. We said Bryson was going to play well here, and sure enough.
And I guess we'll get into into him. All week, he was just absolutely lights out from within 12 feet, didn't miss a thing. And then the playoff comes around.
Wow, he did miss one.
Well, first he missed one very important putt before the playoff.
Putt for 59 for
59
feet.
Okay, but
and he missed that.
Know what I mean.
Not even close, but. And he had the same putt in the playoff 3 times actually. So he missed that putt 3 times.
I couldn't watch. So I was watching as much as I could on Sunday, and then I watched Cantlay make the putt basically to force the playoff. I watched Bryson miss going to a playoff, and I had to leave to go to dinner. And I was trying to you guys were texting, my other friends were texting. I was trying to watch some of it on a TV. It was hard to watch. I just kept seeing you guys saying oh my God, Cantlay, oh my God, Bryson. It was just this crazy. I watched the highlights. It was some absurd stuff. They both
Bryson had chances. I think he had a chance on every hole 16 in. and on the first 4 playoff holes as well. So
Which
I mean, he had chances, a lot of chances.
You also thought Pat. I don't know if you were on 18. How far were you? How long were you on 18 before they came through?
So I was once they got through 14, I was allowed to pack everything up that I was doing and go out there. So I was there for probably 5 groups before them, maybe.
Okay, so you didn't see what happened on 16 or 17.
No. I didn't see
regulation.
15 through 17 at all.
Okay.
But I know
17's the par 3.
I saw
Bryson,
what
Bryson
happened
went first.
there's a live feed, I guess. There's a I was at this thing called the 18th hole pavilion, which is like for like it's invite only, like it's like all the BMW execs. It's just very important people.
Yeah.
And you.
And me. So not important. Bottom of the barrel. Like literally like important people in the bottom of the barrel. Like
people are staring
basically
at you like why are you here right now?
No, like absolutely. We stood in the corner of the like the skybox thing, and we had a sick view. I mean, I think you guys saw
the videos. The videos were on the
it was
Instagram
awesome.
story.
Yeah, I was trying to send you as most I could, but I was also like just
you had to take it in the moment.
I had to take it in the moment. Like at a certain point, I was like taking so many videos. I was obviously like not actually watching like the video. I was watching the shot, but like at a certain point, I was like, I'm putting my phone away. Like this is too cool.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
And it was crazy, dude. Like when they went when they took the playoff to 17, like I don't know if I showed you guys the video, but you can just see all the fans just like rushing over there.
Yeah.
And then like
it's so funny.
I never went over to the 17th because I was like, I'm not giving up my spot on the 18th. Also, I wouldn't have had to take it up, but like it just would have taken too long to get over there. It would have been annoying. Also, my feet literally were dead because I was just standing on my feet and walking around for 14 hours a day for 7 days. And so yeah, he on 17 before the playoff, even Cantlay hits in the water. We like hear the reaction and everything, and everyone's like, I was kind of hoping for a good ending. And I was like,
that's exactly I think what everyone thought was Cantlay hits in the water, like in Bryson's like short of the green. Like I saw Cantlay hit in the water. I'm like, all right, well, that's it. Like I might as well like leave for dinner like now. And then I saw Bryson. I didn't see Bryson's. We flubbed the chip, right?
Yeah, he pretty much duffed the chip. I think he had the chip yips for most of the week. Like just off
he was not doing like on 11. He did the same thing on.
He just like
Thursday or something.
And now I wonder if that has to do with the fact that he has like one length clubs and they're like harder to chip with.
That's what I started thinking about too. It's like how do you not have like a club that's just like
like a 60-degree
distance and power, and like you're like just like you have to have some finesse out there. Like even if you're Bryson, like clearly you have to have some finesse and like touch.
Where you ranked in strokes gained around the green? But does putting
that's a good question.
Is putting around the green? Does that like get
I don't think
so. That's just strokes game putting.
I think just strokes game putting.
So then I wonder how it can't be bad because like he's a sick player. Like he's definitely not like in the hundreds.
His thing is I think his ball striking is so good and his driving doesn't and he's putting so good. I feel like it doesn't matter how
I'll get you the numbers right now.
As much how chipping.
There was 70 players in the field, and Bryson finished in 46th in strokes gained around the green out of 7.
All right, here's the 2021 PGA Tour season. First in strokes gained off the tee, 53rd strokes gained approach, 14th strokes gained putting, 4th tee to green, second total, 141st in strokes gained around the green.
Yeah, he's not a good chipper, really.
He's really not a good chipper.
And like for the week, obviously first strokes gained off the tee, second in strokes gained putting. And I mean, that doesn't even really do it justice because he did miss the important putts in the playoff. So, I mean, going into the playoff, I mean, he had so many chances, but Cantlay kept making these like working man pars in the playoff to
Oh my
kind of just
God.
stay alive, and Bryson couldn't make a putt.
I was getting so tired of the
Cantlay-
playoff by the end of it. Like I was like, my feet hurt so bad. I was like debating, like sitting down, but I was like, I wasn't allowed to sit. But it was just, it was brutal. I mean, that playoff was just, if Bryson makes that putt on the 6th playoff hole is to extend it, we're getting a Monday finish. Not because, but like they would have gone to 17, they probably would have tied again. And at that point, like we were fighting. We had about 15 to 20 max minutes of sunlight left before the sun went down, at least. And it was already a little bit cloudy in some spots. So it was just like,
imagine
it's brutal.
Imagine how pissed the PGA Tour would have been if they had to do a Monday finish at Liberty National and then another Monday finish just for 2 guys at the
It would have
W.
sucked
like
so bad for me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you had to come back and
like,
or I mean, like, would fans even come? Like,
fans probably
they
wouldn't be able to come, but I'd probably be there and I'd be like, just like right there. I'd probably like be like right
been
on
cool
the,
for you,
next to the green.
that'd have been kind of cool.
I mean, so we can't talk about how Bryson missed all these short putts, and like if he just made one like 6-footer, he probably would have won earlier. But Patrick Cantlay, man, I mean, he was draining putts all over the place. I think I read a stat that he was like drained like close to 500 feet of putts the entire week, which is just a crazy absurd stat.
Too, it was the best putting week in PGA Tour history, best putting week ever.
He's
in
really
terms of, like strokes gained and everything like that.
He's really figured out the putter the past like call it 8 months.
And that just shows you how good these guys are, because everybody's really good at hitting the golf ball and like approaching for the most part. But like when they get the putter hot, they start to put up these absurd scores, and that's kind of what gets everybody to win these tournaments.
Which is even crazier considering, I mean, basically how long was that last hole, 18th hole? 460 yards.
Dude, he was disadvantaged on that.
Oh my God!
Yeah, like he was like 30 yards behind.
He's 40 yards behind every single time.
We talk about Bryson's up and down.
Yeah, out of the
out of the water.
That was nuts.
That was so sick.
Yeah, and it was just like a role reversal.
These guys have like they just had so much clutch and so little clutch at the very exact same time. Like I know, like that's the only way to put it. Like they had 0 clutch when it mattered, but they also had the clutch that they needed to like keep going.
I mean, and honestly, like after watching the first like 3 playoff holes, I really thought Patrick Cantlay was going to win because of just the fact that he was just staying alive, and Bryson's confidence had to be hit a little bit. Yeah. And you knew Bryson was going to hit one offline at some point. Like how many times can you hit it 330 yards down the middle of the 18th fairway?
That hard.
So,
yeah.
I mean, like he finally missed one, but he got away with it. And then when they get to the 5th playoff hole on 17, I mean, how about that? Bryson hits it. What did he hit it to? Like 6 feet or something like that. And Cantlay steps up and hits it 3 feet inside of him. Like that was insane.
Oh, you're talking
about
17.
Crazy. Yeah, 17. Yeah,
I was talking about the one he missed. That what was that? Was that a 4-footer?
That was like a 5-footer, 4-footer. Yeah,
yeah.
It was the exact same putt as the 59 putt.
Yeah,
like he looked at short and low, like the exact same way as the 59 putt.
So
and
it was. I was rooting for Bryson.
You're rooting for I just
the crowd was rooting for Cantlay. But
of course, I think
personally don't like love Cantlay. Like I don't dislike him. It's just I don't find him to be incredibly like
he's
more of a silent assassin type of.
And I just love watching Bryson when he's on, dude. And also watching Bryson play that hole a bunch of times, like watching him drive, like we could see the ball flight the whole way, and it's just like it's insane to watch.
Just looks different.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure in person it's just absolutely ridiculous.
It's insane. But on the 11th,
what I was gonna say was Cantlay is like Cantlay's so sick, like so good and so like absolutely absurdly good at the sport, like putting, ball striking, everything like that. But he's just not for casual golf fans, it's just not really it, just because of how he's kind of like rock. He's really good. He's so rock solid and steady, but he's like not really like you can't like he's the Bryson where he's just Bryson's fist pumping, club twirling, or Jordan.
He's just not
even,
very like
it's
charismatic.
it's
is the
not.
word you're looking for.
No,
Like,
it's not. It's not. Which is like credit to him. Like that's how he is, and he's like really, really good. And
that's
it
probably what
works.
makes him
So I
so
saw
good.
this tweet today about him being quiet. Someone said that they remember asking him, like, I don't know if it was like a year ago or a couple months ago, like why he's so quiet, and he was saying that he just like, and it made sense. He said he doesn't like to talk when he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he just says less than. And I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense because you never sound like an idiot.
That
But
answer was like
yeah.
even that answer to that question was even like, yeah, that's Patrick Cantlay. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
It sounds like Patrick Cantlay. Yeah, but I mean, the whole. I don't know, the whole Bryson thing where Bryson like is telling Cantlay to stop walking, which is like I understand. Like I think people are overreacting to that. Like you told him to stop walking. Like yeah, it's probably distracting if he's walking. It's not the crowd walking however many yards away. It's Cantlay walking like decently close to him. That's fine. Then like Bryson's club twirling. Bryson's like he's like that one putt on a 15. Was it 15? No, 16 is the par 5, right?
yes,
Like where he like was like leaning in and like did like a fist, like a bunch of fist pumps, or
that was
after
a
he
little
made
weird.
it, like
That was
like
so Bryson.
it was a little weird. I watched the putt drop. I'm like, what is he doing? Like he was just standing in a weird angle. I think Cantlay dropped one right on top of him, and he gave a little fist pump too. But it's definitely for a casual golf fan. Bryson is definitely more attractive to watch on TV.
And I think that
sure.
that 6-hole playoff kind of salvaged the tournament for me. Like I wasn't too excited about the fact that they were 27 under or whatever. But
yes,
going into that playoff, comparing it to like DJ at the Northern Trust, I think it was last year, where he was just so far ahead of everybody else in the field. If it wasn't a 2-horse race, it would have felt like that. There would have been one of those guys so far ahead. Thank God there was 2 guys, and them going into a
that's
playoff.
what I said. They got lucky that it was 2 of them. Like it's fun. It's not fun when it's like a 1-horse race and everyone's just making a birdie, having a birdie fest. But it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot more fun when it's kind of it was almost like it was a duel between just those 2. Everyone else is trying, like, fighting at the background is fighting for FedEx Cup spots, which we can talk about soon or next. But like there was still important stuff going on behind them, and they're making a lot of birdies in that case. And then it was just those 2, making birdie after birdie, and then kind of the playoff was them getting crazy up and downs and stuff like that. So I thought it was more entertaining than it would have been any other 25 under week. If I
thought that it was an incredibly entertaining Sunday. Like I agree. And I'll pose this question. We were all talking about it. Can you think of a better like finish to a golf tournament, honestly, since like, like throw out the majors, because like obviously like the US Open this year with John Rahm like making a putt down the stretch, like that's sick. Like outside of the majors, can you think of a better golf tournament in recent memory?
Which one was the tournament where Rahm and DJ made the putts back
Last
to back? It was like
BMW.
that was the
BMW. The
BMW. So the
last year.
BMW just
last
has
year.
good finishes. That was a pretty good one. But I mean, I think this was probably
and
better
think
than
about that.
how it went.
That was like what Rahm won. Like he was like 3 under par that week last year or something like that.
It's just
like,
it's crazy. We'll get into the stat of the week in a little bit and tell you just how absurd the scores were this week. But I would say that's the best finish of this year. And we've been blessed with a lot of really good finishes this year. I feel like we've said this a couple of times already. We're like, oh, that was the best finish of the year. But like this one,
I think this is the best finish of I mean, maybe last year's BMW Championship was better. Was a better finish potentially. I don't know, but like it's
the only thing
one of the better finishes in like a very long time.
Yeah.
No, I agree with the stakes. I think it adds to it. Like I said, the fact that even though it was just them two at the top, like there were so many other players that actually had putts that mattered.
I got to see Sergio get up and down to make the top 30. That was sick.
That was he thought he made that. That was an awesome bunker shot. Like Van Rooyen's like fist pumping after he's making that putt to finish like third in the tournament. Like it's like that's and like Cage Lee's bombing it way right. There was so much more going on than just Bryson and Cantlay, which was still the main attraction.
But and I'll say, well, there's one last thing I would want to say about Bryson and Cantlay is the fact that those playoff holes were really like 3-stroke swings when you think about it, because whoever won that is going to be number one in the FedEx Cup standings going into the Tour Championship, and it's a 3-stroke swing. So like Patrick Cantlay's at 10 under and Bryson's at 7 under. If Bryson wins, it's the opposite. So Bryson lost 3 strokes on the next tournament just because of the way it ended.
Those and those 3 strokes, that's literally the difference between first and third is $11 million.
Exactly.
Like that means it means that much more too, which is just adds even more to it.
Yeah, it was almost a double whammy, which we'll see what happens this week.
Yeah.
But let's
do we want to get into
yeah,
who's in and who's out?
Yeah, so we kind of mentioned it, pretty much all the names that I put in here, but doesn't matter. Eric Van Rooyen, we said, went from 45th to 27th, 5th place finish at the BMW. He was fist bumping at the end. He played really well. He really didn't think he was going to make it into the top 30 in his post-round interview. So good for him coming out this week and playing pretty strong. Sergio Garcia also made a big move, 44th to 28th. Kind of snuck in a T6. Really good short game all week. And he topped it off on the 18th hole, obviously getting up and down from a ridiculous spot. He's got the Spanish hands for sure. And then Patrick Reed
peaking for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, he'll probably make the Ryder Cup.
He'll be on the Ryder Cup team.
Yeah, and then Patrick Reed didn't play last week, but he's actually in the 30th spot. Didn't fall out. And that he might not play. He probably won't play. He had pneumonia, but that comes with a $395,000 check. So like making into that top 30, with help from some other players, pretty good for him. And then who's out? We mentioned Cage. We just hit a terrible approach on 18. Like I don't even know what was going through his mind there and like how that happened. But that pretty much took him out of the top 30. He probably would have taken Patrick Reed's spot if he just made par on that hole. So tough break for him. Charlie Hoffman couldn't really make up enough ground this week. And Max Homa, who came into the week in the 30th spot, didn't really have a strong performance this week. So he dropped outside the top 30.
Which the Patrick Reed thing is, again, we've talked about the FedEx Cup and how we do or don't like the format, but how like you don't like they say the FedEx Cup playoff events mean more in terms of points, right? Like how does he? I don't know what he was at the start of the whole thing, but
he just had that good of a year.
I guess
he was like 20. He was 28th, and he went
like,
down to 30th, I think. So,
but he only went down 2 spots, and like for not even playing
because of how good of a year he had.
Yeah, if you have that good of a year,
I understand that. I understand if it came down to a guy. I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
If it meant more, if it means more in the playoffs, a guy who's not playing both events, unless he's in like the top 10 or something like that.
Henley just needed to make a few more putts this season.
That's just how it was. No, he did.
That's how it is.
That's very fair.
Oh, one more shout out.
Yeah.
Russell Henley played his final round by himself. He teed off at 7:30. He came through like the 11th hole, like literally like within an hour. And he shot 5 under in like 2 hours.
I love it when they do that. That's great.
So sick.
I wonder if like how fast like we would play if there's no one on the golf course and we were just like zooming around. Like
I wonder
what the quickest could be. And I wonder if we would be
2.5 hours probably just walking.
I wonder if we would play better or worse. Yeah, so let's move into the stat of the week. So this is a crazy stat from this week. So just to put in perspective how low everybody was going this week, this actually marks the first time since the 2011 Northern Trust that every player in the field was under par. All 70 players were under par in the BMW Championship, and it was the most under par in a BMW Championship, like pretty much in history. So everybody went low. I think Cameron Champ might have came in last place at like one over or one under. So one under was the lowest score, but like there was a big gap up to like 10 under, and it was just crazy. Scores were really low.
It sucks for like the 6-man playoff, or not 6-man, 6-hole playoff. We were saying yesterday, kind of saved the fact of that it was that easy, not that easy, but like, yeah, I guess that easy of a course.
Just the scoring conditions were so
or it wasn't
easy.
like that. That easy is not really the term to use. It's just like the fact that it yielded such low scores.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
it's not like it's an easy course. It was just perfect scoring conditions. That's all.
Scoring conditions. I think if they go back to
yeah.
Caves Valley again, they need to grow the rough out like a ton, and then also speed up.
Well, I the rough. I truly just think if it was playing firm and like firmer and faster, like I think scores are a lot lower. I just think if I mean they're stopping balls.
I mean, yes, he stopped it on a dime right next to the hole, and so did Bryson with his like.
No, they did.
So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was crazy, and it was. I mean, yeah, even from like 180 something yards out on the 18th hole, they were putting it like pretty close, like a lot of players.
That's what I'm saying. They can stop it from 108 yards out a lot easier when the greens are soft and than if they're firm and taking big bounces.
Yeah, I would be interested to see it there again. It will probably come back around in the rotation in a couple of years. So
yeah, just because how everyone loved it.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, let's get into skins and the course preview for East Leg this week. But first, let's talk a little bit about Rowback. I think we are all wearing our Rowback hats right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out. Who did I recently see sign a deal with Rowback? Oh, it was JT Daniels, former UFC
I got the email today.
He's now Georgia. So that's pretty cool. Good for them getting an NIL game. But yeah, I mean, that's just another testament. They're growing. I wonder what their future is for endorsements, because like they got to get someone big soon in golf. I know they have Wesley Bryan, but I feel like it's got to happen soon. Yeah,
like all the big apparel, like they're starting to become like one of the bigger apparel.
Not only is it like, you know, good quality and like just great stuff, it's also just so cool.
Yeah,
it is really cool.
And they only continue to come out with new stuff. It's not like
it's like every week. It's like I'm on like the newsletter, and like every basically day, it's just like they're restocking or coming out with something completely new. And it's like damn, I want that shirt, but I don't have the money to buy that shirt right now.
Exactly.
But, man, I will say
with a discount code.
With the discount code, if you hit the link in our bio or the link in the description on YouTube, add anything to your cart, 15% off. High quality t-shirts, hats, dog bandanas. I mean, where they have sweatshirts, they have it all, quarter zips. I mean, yeah, 15%
I think you should get the dog
off.
bandanas from Jeek's Dogs website, but
true.
Shameless plug. Anyway, yeah, so go to the link, buy some stuff, add to your cart, you get 15% off.
Yeah, I will say one thing. Justin Thomas is a free agent in terms of apparel.
So I also want to say one more thing.
He'd be perfect.
I also want to say one more thing. How cool would it be around Christmas time if they came out with the pin high and it was green and red?
I mean, that will make it happen.
And it has the golf pins.
Remind me. I will. Yeah, and it has the golf pin like
just the pin, just the
all
pin,
around
like
the
kind of
shirt.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
With a green shirt with the red pins all around the shirt.
Rowback, you have our number.
That is awesome.
Make it happen.
I would definitely.
They might not be listening, but I mean, I have their number, so I will definitely be reaching out.
Yes.
I'll be like,
so
listen,
cool.
Will. I think his name's Will. Yeah, Will. I got an idea for you. Anyway, we'll move into the course preview and stay tuned for our first merchandise drop. Maybe actually we have merchandise, but let's get into it.
Skins, the course preview. We have the Tour Championship this week. The course East Lake Golf Club, as it is every year, par 70, 7346 thousand yards. It's another Donald Ross course. We're on a little bit of a run of like Donald Ross, Tom Fazio courses here in the last couple of weeks. I feel like we've been alternating almost. And I mean, the key thing about Donald Ross courses is elite approach game. I mean, you don't necessarily need to bomb it off the tee. It's more about hitting it into a good position to approach the green. And just being in a good position will probably help you out most of the week. And most of the guys who've won at Donald Ross courses are pretty good approach players. I think putting will also be a pretty big factor this week. Hopefully, if the rain stays away for the next couple of days, which it might not, they just had a hurricane like in the south. The greens should be playing lightning fast this week, but we'll see how that plays out when they get there. The top 30 golfers will play in the event this week in the FedEx Cup standings. A lot of money on the line this week. Like we said, first place $15 million, second place $5 million, and then it goes down from there, all the way down to like 400,000 pretty much. And I would say the key stats this week would be strokes gain approach, par fours gain, opportunities gain. I like strokes gain putting as well, just looking at that. And it is a weird format this week. So as you guys know, I believe it was 2 years ago, they made this new format where instead of having a Tour Championship winner and a FedEx Cup winner, whoever wins this wins it all. And first in the FedEx Cup standings, which is Patrick Cantlay, will start at 10 under, Tony Finau 8 under, Bryson 7 under, John Rahm 6 under, Cameron Smith 5 under. Then there's a slew of players at 4, 3, 2, 1, and the last 5 guys will be at even. So it is a tough tournament to pick a winner in because, obviously Patrick Cantlay has a much better chance of winning at 10 under, and Sergio Garcia has an even. So,
Sergio Garcia is just competing for money.
Picks will be a little different this week. And if you're playing DFS, I think DFS doesn't take into account the starting positions. It will only take into account the ending positions. So guys with a lot of birdies will still score well.
Let's get into skins this week. We got 3 skins on the line this week. I could make up some ground. You never know. Heading into the fall swing.
Could.
You never know.
Could, or I could Tajik.
Or it's probably more of a storyline because I'm still 13 skins back and Charv has 13 skins. But yeah, so I'll go first. I got Bryson DeChambeau this week at plus 550. I think he's going to come back mad. Obviously, he was quite displeased with his performance in the playoff, and he's going to continue to hit the hell out of the ball. And if I had to guess, he's going to grind this week on the putting green to figure out what the hell happened there. And
on those
he's going to figure it out. Yeah, I know sometimes he can be a little bit of a mental case on the course, but you can't deny how good he was this week.
Yeah, definitely. When he's locked in, he's very, very, very good. So
I got Abe Answer top 10 at plus 110. He's starting in 6th place, I believe, right?
Yeah, he's starting at 4 under.
Yes. So
tied for 6.
I mean, Abe Answer's been playing unreal golf, and I think he honestly continues it. He's one of those guys, kind of like a Corey Connors, where when their ball striking is just on, and they're already good ball strikers, so on for themselves, which he is right now, they just pull off this string of tournaments where they just go like top 10, top 20. But this week, obviously, there's only 30 players. But I think he continues that this week.
Yeah, top 10 is definitely a place where you're going to find value this week.
That's kind of the top 20, top 30.
A third of the field is going to finish in the top 10.
Exactly.
I'll go next. I don't like picking the favorite, and I honestly don't even like the odds at all. But I really think John Rahm's gonna get it done this week. He's plus 380. Like I said, don't really like picking the favorite, but his name just sticks out on the leaderboard when you look at it right now. You see like what guy's gonna make a run at the lead, and I think John Rahm's a guy who could do that, especially coming back from only 4 strokes. I mean, he's a good chaser, makes a lot of birdies. I mean, his game's just so good all around, and I just think he was been having probably one of the best seasons this year out of everyone, and probably deserves the FedEx Cup almost the most out of anyone. So I think John Rahm's definitely gonna go in and try to play well this week.
He's just in every single tournament. Like he's always near the top of the leaderboard.
Exactly. And like a bad week for him right now is like T6, which is crazy. I don't really like the odds. If I were looking for a strategy, I'm betting this week, I would probably wait until after the first round to figure out who I would want to bet and who I want to target. I feel like you could get a little better value there, but I am going to stick with John Rahm there. And then my best bet is going to be Sam Burns top 10. It's plus 160, which I think is actually great odds for that. He starts the week also at -4, which is T6. He's coming off of 2 pretty solid weeks. And just looking into the stats, very good strokes gain approach, 18th this year, 12th in strokes gain putting, which I think are the 2 real key stats this week. He's also 8th in par 4 scoring and 9th in par 5 scoring. So he definitely could get it done on those holes. And just based on the starting position and the favorable odds, I feel like he should finish in the top 10. He's just been playing very well, kind of underrated.
I completely agree with that. And he's starting at 4 under. Like that's a good place to start off at.
Yeah.
So I got my winner, Tony Finau, plus 700. Imagine the scenes if Tony Finau breaks the Puerto Rico curse. Well, I guess he hasn't officially broken yet because he hasn't won on a Sunday yet.
No, he is not.
He wins his first tournament at Northern Trust, and then he goes on and wins the FedEx Cup like 2 weeks later and wins $15 million. Like how wild would that be? Like who would have thought we'd be like, oh, Tony Finau won the FedEx Cup? Like I really want it to happen. And
would this be another asterisk? Because it's like, what if he doesn't start the lowest in the tournament, but he still wins?
It could be another asterisk. So this is why even more of a reason why he could win this tournament. So I love Tony Finau. I think it'd be and he's starting 8 under par. Like it's
very doable.
Two shots back. He's got a big advantage of the rest of the field. So I like that a lot. My best bet, I'll go with Xander top 10. He started 2 under par, so I think 15th. You said 15th
or 2 under par. You're right. Yeah, 15.
2 under par. But he's won this tournament before when it wasn't the old format, and he finished second last year. I don't know how well he started. I think he started pretty close to the top last year in this tournament, but knows the course, likes the course. I think top 10 is a pretty safe bet. I also like him without starting strokes. I like him playing really, really well and being the winner without starting strokes or finishing top 10 that way. So
Eastlake fits him pretty well
this week. He seems like he loves Eastlake. He always, like we say, he always kind of rises to the top in these tournaments that have all the top players and have the most stakes in them. So I love Xander this week.
Yeah, and then first round leader is a little bit of a weird one this week because we have the starting scores. There's not really much of a choice when you're looking at the scores and seeing who could be first round leader. So I threw in Tony Finau there. I mean, kind of riding the hot hand a little bit. Like I said, not much of a choice there. If he plays 2 strokes better than Patrick Cantlay, he should be in the first round lead.
Plus 550 is pretty good odds there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I agree.
Then some other guys that we like. I threw Jordan Spieth's name out there. I think if he has a good putting week, I mean Jordan Spieth could play very well Eastlake.
Agreed.
And then I like. Where's Rory on? Rory's way far back, isn't he?
Rory does traditionally play well at Eastlake.
He does. He's 2 under par. I think he could. I think if you picked him top 10 or top 5 even, I think he showed last week he still has kind of a little bit in him, and he always kind of. I feel like this is the week that he just come out of nowhere and just somehow go ballistic and just could win. Like I can definitely see that happening.
And then
money is money. So
after like an average season for Rory's standards.
Yeah, and then one last name I want to throw out there that kind of fits the course. I don't think he's going to win because he's starting at even par, but Daniel Berger, I mean, good approach game, good putting. I think he could do pretty well here. Another one of those. I don't think he's going to win the tournament because he's going to have to really get 10 strokes back almost to even have a chance. And would have to go super low, but I'm thinking a top 10 maybe could be an outside chance. So I kind of like that for.
Don't sleep on Sung Jae either. Sung Jae had a really, really, really good week.
He did play great last week. He's 3
he
under
stuck
par.
it on 18. I saw that and it was sick. It's probably like 190 out or something like that, and just sticks it to like he throws it beyond the pin and spins it back to like the front of the hole, putting up the hill for like 3 feet.
I am looking at the names in this tournament, and just quick shout out Stuart Sink, staying in the top 30 all year. Won twice this year. He's starting at 1 under and he's in the tournament. I mean, good for him.
Shout out.
Get some extra cash.
Yeah. And then let's get in the clubhouse. You posted this on the store on the Instagram question. It was, would you rather win the FedEx Cup and $15 million, of course, or win one of the 4 majors? And I guess it really depends on your financial situation right now. I mean, I'd love to win the FedEx Cup. Yeah.
I mean, yes, for money wise, FedEx Cup is great
because it's not me. It's not like if I do that, I'm gonna just all of a sudden like also win majors. Like if I win a major, it's not like I'm just gonna also win, like keep winning. So like, yeah, I'll just take $15 million.
I that's
but if I'm a PGA Tour player,
I would take a major.
It's close. It depends. Yeah, probably a major.
I'd probably take the major as well. And you can make you're making more than the $2 million that you're making on the major anyway, like with endorsements and just like the fact that you want a major.
And the fact that you want a major, it gives you so many exemptions into so many other things, like more majors and more tournaments. And all right, well, I guess the question. So are you saying, can you only win one major or the FedEx Cup?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, it's tough to win you're gonna probably win another tournament throughout the year because it's tough to win the FedEx Cup like without winning a tournament. Like, you're just looking at the leaderboard and stuff like that. But let's say that tournament's like the Wyndham Championship.
Oh boy.
So you're winning the Wyndham Championship and the FedEx Cup.
I don't know. Winning majors.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I'd rather win the FedEx Cup.
I mean, I posted this on Reddit. I posted this on Reddit as well, and very, very mixed reviews. A lot of people are like major, not even close. Like there's more than enough money for winning that, and I'd rather win a major than having won a FedEx.
Fair enough.
People are like, "Give me the money. I need the money now." Like,
I'd rather win the Masters. I'd rather win the Masters.
That's the other thing that people were saying. They said I would take the Masters over the FedEx Cup, but not the other majors.
I wouldn't take the PGA Championship.
I would say I think the only one I would take Masters.
I might take the Open.
There's an U.S. Open. I think the Open's on the. I think I would take the Open too. Being called a champion golfer of the year for a year.
Masters in the Open.
Sick.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
And then PGA, I probably would. If I won the PGA, I probably wouldn't take the PGA. But I think I would choose a major otherwise. Masters, U.S. Open, or Open would be awesome. Awesome to have your name.
Yeah, I know. Figured I'd throw that question out there. It did get answers from both sides on the Reddit. Definitely check out the Reddit link in the description. We post a lot of stuff like that every week. So chime in.
Yeah. And then also I want to give a shout out to a couple brands. So this week I was in like this like limited edition like merchandise like BMW experience thing. And there was all these different like golf lifestyle brands that were doing like merch drops every day at noon, like Wednesday through Sunday. No Lane Up was there on Saturday. It sold out so quickly. I actually met the No Lane Up guys. Like they walked through, and this kid didn't know who they were, and he went up to them thinking that they were looking for shirts. He was like, "So this is actually the No Lane Up stuff." And then I turned around, I'm like, "Those are the No Lane Up guys." And I just started. I was talking to him for a little bit.
So
looking for new members.
It was Solly and Tron, right? Were there?
What was that?
Who was there from them? It was like Solly and Tron.
Yeah, I think
right?
so.
Okay, that's what I think I saw. That
I know it more better if I know what they look like. I'm not the biggest No Lane Up. Like I don't watch it that much. Or
I know their voices more than their faces because I listen.
Yeah,
I don't.
Fair
watch.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're really cool. This kid Cole from Metalwood. Metalwood is sick. I bought a shirt. It should be coming in the mail soon. Yeah, that company's sick. He literally just like is good at golf, but plays with like 1999 Mizuno blades and like a 1990s driver and like all that stuff, because he thinks it's cool, which is fair.
Cool.
He thinks it's cool if he like beats people with like old clubs. And then also the last one I wanted to shout out was Burning Cart Society. This dude, he told a story. So he's a photographer on tour, and also like has his merch like clothing lines, because he just like hates golf carts and likes walking. He said that he somehow found a way to be so he was at the Masters, and he found a way during Tiger's final round to like take pictures of him from the crowd, which cameramen couldn't do. There's like specific areas where you could be. And it was on like Golf Magazine, so Instagram within like 5 minutes, and within another 5 minutes, they already found him on the coverage and got him out of the crowd.
Are you serious?
Within like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah.
That's crazy how that
is
works.
awesome. That is so awesome.
But yeah, and he also has, dude, all the clothing that we had in this like experience, like it wasn't a tent, but whatever it was, I really didn't know what to call it all week. But it was sick, and I bought a Burning Cart Society sweatshirt too. Cool. So just wanted to give a shout out to them.
No free ads, but nice shout out. I will shout out one more group.
Here's why I'll shout it out though. All the proceeds, if you buy it, go to the Evans Scholars Foundation, which puts caddies through college, and the Western Golf Association, who ran the tournament, like runs that. So there you go.
Sure. I will shout out one more group. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Mata, they signed a deal with Dick's, and their carts are going to be in Dick's. They did a couple giveaways with us, so that's kind of big time.
I'll give Kevin a congratulations text. Nice.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, Tour Championship kind of caps off the golf season, and obviously we got Ryder Cup in 3 weeks, pretty much. I think that's going to be unreal, and then it's the fall swing. I wonder what's in between, if there's anything, if that's off season.
It's like the Fortnite. It's like literally the Fortnite championship.
Actually,
it's like Fortnite. It's like it's spelled differently.
Wait, let me look this up.
It's like
I thought you were saying like Fortnite sponsored a.
No, it's not Fortnite, but it looks like it's Fortnite. Look like the letter.
I need to look this up because I have no clue what you're talking about.
Look it up.
I'm looking at the schedule right now, but the PGA Tour app is one of the worst things in the App Store.
Well, it's just like it's not on the schedule, so.
Oh no, because 2022 is here. Oh, it's the Fortinet. I don't know. It's in Napa, California. It looks like Fortnite. You're right. Stuart Sink won it last year.
That was my point. Oh no,
got Ryder Cup,
Stewart,
Sanderson Farms, gotcha. Shriners, CJ Cup's good, Zozo's good, I guess. Yeah, wow. We don't really have a lot of good golf, but after the Ryder Cup, like it's okay. But I low-key like those golf tournaments. A little bit. I like those golf tournaments. But yeah, we'll see you next week. We'll talk about the Fortnite Championship or whatever you want to call it. And obviously we'll probably talk about the Ryder Cup for the next like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah.